Woo!
Yo, thank you. Yeah, I just got back from Vegas for a short vacation. I got a lot of my friends to come out. Woo! So I have a big section of the crowd on my side no matter what. Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey.
Lots of crazy shit going on in the world. Did you guys hear about this? It's like there's some really devastating, heart-wrenching things going on. They raised the price on Netflix, like $5 a month. $5 more a month. I'm just like, people are devastated about this. I had this girl bitching to me about it. She's like, I have to pay an extra $5 a month for the same service. And I'm like, you can't complain about that while you're standing in line at Starbucks. I'm sorry. Maybe downgrade to a grande a couple times a month and it's paid for. Problem solved. It's like, oh my God, every movie ever made, I have to pay an extra $5 a month for it. I'm like, some girl's walking miles to fill a bucket with clean water for her family back home in her village. Shut the fuck up about Netflix for a second. It's just like a minor problem people use to distract themselves from major issues. Like you heard about this in LA last week. Everyone was freaking out about Carmageddon. Like, how do you explain that to future generations? Be like, oh my God, back in July of 2011, son, me and the rest of Los Angeles went through Carmageddon. Oh my God, Dad, did the automobiles become self-aware and rise up against humanity? No, they closed the freeway for like 36 hours. I'm sorry if I have a hard time sympathizing with LA and Carmageddon. I'm just a little too distraught over like my debt-mageddon and our country's current job-mageddon. If you're having trouble getting to the beach this Saturday, I don't care. You can afford to live in LA, you own a car, you have no reason to complain right now. But it's what's going on in the world. The social networks and reality TV are desensitizing us to real major issues. Like when Casey Anthony was found not guilty, I know everyone was furious about that. But it was just like you go on these social networks and you see people tweeting about OJ. Like, oh my God, it's just like this, here's another joke. I'm like, I get it, you're very astute. 2 people found not guilty, good job. And then I go to Facebook and it's just all these people that are really livid. And I'm like, that's fine, you're allowed to be upset. But then I see like, oh, I'm gonna leave my porch light on for Kaylee tonight. Or here, copy and paste this rose made out of @ signs and backslashes into your status. Like, that's not gonna make a difference. That's not. Why isn't anyone actually affected by anything anymore? Like, oh my God, she was found not guilty. I'm gonna go back to school and become a social worker and stop people from killing their kids. Or I'm gonna become a politician and make a difference in the judicial system or become a lawyer. No, I'll just get this hashtag a trend. That'll make a difference. People are gonna pay attention to that. But I'm on Twitter, and I love Twitter, not because it's impactful in any way, but I have a lot of fun with it. But I did see recently, this girl was recently dying of bone cancer, and people kept tweeting about it because they said that her dying wish on her bucket list was to trend on Twitter. And I'm like, that's heartbreaking that she's dying, but where have we come as a society where trending on Twitter is a valid bucket list item now? Like, didn't people used to have actual goals? They'd be like, I'm gonna build a house, or I'm gonna publish a book. Like, I had perform at Loonee's on my bucket list. I added it an hour ago to make sure that I accomplished something in my life, to be honest, but still. And that's not even what it was. Like, she wanted to spread awareness for bone cancer through social networks, but people just simplified it. They're like, oh, she wants to trend on Twitter, we can do that. Like, that's not the same. It doesn't do it. Gay marriage is legal in New York now. Is anyone excited about that? You guys all support it? I support gay marriage wholeheartedly, and I think it's funny because you guys realize like 100 years from now, they're going to look back on gay marriage the same way we look back on women's right to vote, and we're all going to look like a bunch of assholes for it taking this long. But like, I don't get why people get so upset about it. Like, I honestly care more about like the car you drive than who you're in love with. Like, if my neighbor came up to me and was like, hey, my name's Todd, and I hate vagina, I'd be like, fucking awesome, more for me, all right. Like, yeah. And this is Aaron, he also hates vagina. I'd be like, double bonus, this is a great day. But yeah, me and Aaron, we're in love. We love spending all of our time together, and we want to get married. And I'd be like, oh, does he need a green card or insurance or something? I'd be like, no, we want to get married. We don't want to get married for the same reason straight people are getting married. We want to get married because we actually love each other, and we think we're entitled to those benefits. I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool, I can totally support that. But then if he was like, I also want to put this exhaust pipe on my Mitsubishi Eclipse, I'd be like, don't be a fag. Like, destroy the safety of this apartment complex. Because you're going to wake me up every morning. And you can't control who you're in love with, but driving an obnoxious import vehicle that irritates the shit out of everyone around you, that's a choice. That's a choice. But it's funny, people get so uncomfortable with homosexuality. I had a guy come up to me, because I live in Vegas now and I work in a tattoo shop. And I had this guy come up to me, he's like, I want to get a new tattoo, I gotta cover up this thing I got. And I was like, well, let me see what you have. He's like, yeah, it's a tattoo I got right here. Oh, no homo. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God you warned me, because had you shown me your hip and not precursed it with no homo, I would have had to suck your dick. Like, that's the rule. I was freaking out. I was like, he's gonna show me his, I didn't bring chapstick? What does he want? He's like, no homo. I'm like, okay, we're buddies, we're friends. But that phrase drives me nuts, because I can see it in his eyes. I'm like, you're in Vegas with your boys, and you're gonna go to the pool party at the Hard Rock and drink 9 Jack and Cokes and find the sluttiest girl in the skimpiest bikini and just spit the worst game ever. But for some reason, she'll let you follow her to Hayes or Milk or whatever shitty nightclub you want to go to tonight. And you're gonna drink 14 more overpriced cocktails just so you can drag her back to the room at the MGM and sloppily force your half-blasted penis inside of her. Even though for some reason the only thing keeping you mildly aroused is remembering that time you put your balls in your best friend Blake's mouth at that party, even though it was supposed to be a joke, but it kind of aroused you, and you're like, maybe I should have invited Blake back up to the room so we could double team this girl, because I would ejaculate harder if I could high-five him and look in his eyes. Why am I thinking that right now? I'm not gay, that's a choice. I'm not gonna make my dad proud by fucking this girl right now, so no homo! All right, that's my time. Thank you guys so much for laughing.